sound filter. Looks good. Gonna finish up this interview.
Fascism is not society.
Let me ask you this.
Societal expectations allow women to
Let me
express
ask this.
emotions.
Why do you, I know why, but I'm asking you, why are women so jealous of men that they're always in their mind and in action, especially in the mind, they're always in competition with men? Why are they so jealous of men, you think?
Women are not jealous of men and women are not a monolith. Again, so you have different women who have different feelings and different emotions. So the reality of it is it's not a blanket statement that all women are jealous. Are there women who are jealous? Are there women who are angry? Are there women who hate men? Absolutely. But that is not every woman. There are plenty of women who genuinely like men. There are plenty of women who are supportive of men. Every woman is different. Do you understand? It's not a blanket statement. We have to look at individuals for who they are.
And so why
So
are they
you
jealous
cannot say
though?
that every woman is jealous.
You're not answering my questions for some reason. Why is it that women are jealous of men?
I am answering your question. I'm just not answering it to your liking because your liking, all of your questions are assumptions that every person's the same. That's not true. Every person's different.
No, they're not, but I understand. You
They
write,
are.
you write a lot about modern slavery. Um, so I want to ask: are the Democrats allow illegal aliens to bring in slaves through the border?
So it's not just Democrats or Republicans, it's more the upper class. The upper class as a whole benefits from illegal immigration, which does contribute to modern slavery. So when you're looking at the systems of modern slavery, the more you have people that are willing to accept low wages on the economic spectrum, you end up with lowering everybody's wages on the economic spectrum. So that benefits just the upper class, which is made up of Democrats and Republicans, right? So they all contribute to the system of modern slavery. And what happens is when we have a lot of immigration and these people end up in what's called the underground economy. The underground economy is where modern slavery occurs, but it affects everybody who's trying to increase their wages across the board. It
What?
impacts everybody adversely.
So the people who are coming across our borders illegally, they must love to be enslaved because they didn't want to be enslaved. They wouldn't come here.
That's an inaccurate statement. We have to look at the fact that the
They
United States
volunteer
has
to come
56.
here.
No, the United States did 56 military coups in Latin America that led to gang violence and the destabilization of their governments, like Haiti. Haiti does not have a government, it's in complete anarchy. And that was due to the fact that the United States Marine Corps went there in 1911 and reintroduced slavery on behalf of the Big Bang. So, what I'm trying to tell you is the reason people are coming
But
to the
that's not
border and
true what you just said.
the reason the United
You
States
just
has to
said
accept
something
them
that's
at the
totally
border is
not
because their
true.
governments have been
What
destabilized.
you just said about Haiti is not true, but I want to move on.
It is true because my whole book is on it and I won awards for my research. So it's definitely true. There's plenty of research on it.
It doesn't take a lot to get an award
All
today.
modern slavery, every single time there's slavery that occurs, it is because someone in the upper class benefits from it.
It doesn't take much to get an award, especially when you mention slavery today in America. But let me ask,
So that's definitely not true because you're discrediting the work and effort people get and for their notable
people
recognition.
using the
So
word
again,
slavery to make money nowadays.
the research that I conducted is well researched, and anyone can read my book and see how well researched it is.
What people using,
It is a known fact. It is a known fact that the United States went into Haiti in 1911, and there's documents in Congress that were written that specifically say they intended to reintroduce slavery because they did not want Haiti as a black nation to lead the economy in the Western Hemisphere. So
people,
that is a known fact.
but people use the word slavery to make money nowadays. You hear it everywhere. Racism and slavery. It's all about the money. But I want to ask you something you said. You believe Christian nationalists are the modern face of Nazi ideology. And you write
Right.
that American Christian nationalism is the modern face of Nazi ideology. What do you mean by that?
So Christianity as a religion is different than Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism was hijacked by white supremacists who started to use Christianity as a tool to indoctrinate people into white supremacist ideology. So people who are Christians as their religion but are not Christian nationalists are different. I want to specify that. Christianity as a religion in and of itself is someone engaging in their freedom and their right to believe what they want. Christian nationalism are ideologies that support what's called fascism. So what that means is that they don't believe in the American ideals of democracy. They don't believe in capitalism. They strictly believe in fascism, which is the same thing as Nazi Germany. The Nazis in Germany did not like democracy. They did not like capitalism. They liked fascism. So what happens is white supremacist groups will go in and create a pseudo Christian culture, and then they use the political fundamentals of Nazism, and then they say that Jesus wanted this and Jesus wanted that when it's inaccurate.
Where you
That's
get all that
Christian
mess? Where
nationalism.
you get all that mess from? Christian nationalism just mean that Christians love their country. They're nationalists
That's
because
not
they
true.
love.
That is not.
Do
That's
you
not what the
love?
data
Do you
says.
love
The
your
data
country?
says that Christian nationalists are fascists. You
No, that's
cannot
not
love the
true.
United States of America and be
A
fascist.
fascist
We live
is
in
a.
a capitalist
Do
democracy.
you love
So
America?
if you like fascism, you're not. That's exactly what Nazi
Do
Germany
you
was.
love America?
Absolutely.
Well, then you're a nationalist,
And I believe in capitalism.
and you're a
I believe in
nationalist.
capitalism and democracy.
So you're a nationalist. You're a Nazi.
No, that's not. You're not understanding. Nazism is the affinity to fascism. Fascism is not
That's not
democracy.
true.
Yes, it is. Do you know what fascism is?
Let me tell you what Nazi.
Hold on. Do you know
Let me
what
tell you
fascism
what.
is?
Let me tell you what it is. It's women who killed the men, children in the womb.
No.
They are
So first of
fascist
all, Christian
Nazis.
nationalism, if we're putting this in perspective, Christian nationalism is an affinity for fascism, which means you
No,
don't like democracy and you want a dictatorship.
no,
That is exactly, yes,
no.
that's Christian
That's
nationalism.
not true.
Yes.
A Christian
Christianity and Christian nationalism are not the same. So people who engage in
Christianity.
Christianity but
When
believe in
Christians say
democracy are
when
different.
when Christians say that they love their country, all that they're saying is, I'm a nationalist because I love my country,
No,
and I'm a
nationalism
Christian.
is not
And
the
the
same.
children of the lie, the children
A
who hate
Christian who
America.
says they
Let me
love
just
their
say this.
country and believes in
Let me
capitalism
just
and
say this.
democracy is just a Christian.
Let me just say this.
A Christian
And
who believes in a dictatorship and does not believe in capitalism or democracy is a fascist, and that is
that's
nationalism.
not true.
Yes, it is.
Do you
That's the
think?
literal definition of fascism.
Let
It
me
means
ask
that
you
you like
this. I'm gonna
corporate
prove that you're a
dictatorship.
fascist.
I know it shows that you have a lack of understanding of what fascism
Do
is.
you think that a woman should have the right to kill the man's baby in the womb?
So again, a woman's right to choose what she does is her choice, and what her and her man do on their own separately is not our business.
You
What
didn't
I
answer the
believe is that
question yet.
everybody should leave people alone and mind their business.
Do you think that a woman should have the right to kill the man's baby in the womb?
Again, what a woman and her man do with their fetus is their choice. It is not for
You're
me
not.
or anyone
You
else to
notice you're
get
not
involved.
answering the question.
I am answering your question. You just don't like my
What was
answers.
the question?
Your question was, do you feel that a woman has a right to do what she wants to with her body and whether or not the man has a say in it? What I'm telling you is what they do on their own is their choice.
But it's
It's
not the
none of
woman's
anyone's
baby.
business.
It's the man's baby, not hers.
Look, first of all, no one owns anyone's body, right? And it's a fetus before it becomes a baby. So the reality of it is that baby cannot survive, right? That fetus cannot survive without her. So what they choose to do on their own in their relationship is their choice.
It's not the woman's baby. The baby belongs to the father, not to the woman. The
Look,
woman
I
just
don't care
carried the baby in the
I don't care
oven.
who you think it belongs to. The fundamental reality is what they choose to do in their private relationship is their choice and nobody else's.
But you still didn't answer the question I asked. Is it
No, I am
right?
answering the question. What I'm telling you is what people decide to do with their personal rights and their personal decision and their personal relationships is up to them. What I'm saying is, I don't believe the government should be involved in these kinds of conversations.
Why?
I don't believe that anybody should
I
be
agree.
dictating what people do. If
I
you're
agree
not at
that
the
the
bedroom
government should
if
not
you're
be
not there
involved.
when they're having sex, you should not be involved with what happens after they have sex. It's their choice.
I agree that the government should not be involved because the government should have never legalized abortion. They should have stayed out of it. And if a woman decides she's going to kill the man's baby in the back alley somewhere, she will have to suffer the consequence for that. So the government should have never gotten
Again,
involved,
again, no.
and
What
the
I
woman has
believe
to
is that
suffer
what
for killing.
happens
The woman has
What
to
happens
suffer
in
for
their
killing the
personal
child baby.
relationship after they have sex is their choice, and what they do with their doctors is their choice.
Um, do you love white people?
I mean, I love people.
Do you love white people?
I love all people as long as they're good.
Do you love white people?
Again, I do not care about people's like skin color in terms of my affection towards them.
Do you love white people?
I just answered your question.
No, you didn't. I asked about white
No,
people.
no, no. I answered your question. I don't associate whether or not I love people as just white people.
I asked
Like, I
about
don't even
white.
understand why that question is
Do you
necessary.
love white people?
I just gave you an answer.
Yeah. What's wrong with the black?
I don't believe there's anything wrong with
Why
black
they
people.
always cry racism and begging and whining and want affirmative action and reparations and even
Because they were
they even
enslaved
put a
and they're
black female.
continually
They put a black
they're
female.
harmed disproportionately.
They put a black female on the U.S. Supreme Court, and she's not even qualified. She didn't even know what a woman was. They put a black female over at Harvard. Now Harvard is destroyed. They allowing these black females to fly pilots, planes, airplanes, and the planes are like every day there's almost a near miss. What's wrong with the blacks? They keep begging and they're unqualified.
Okay, so like Amelia Earhart is like one of the best women pilots in United States history and fought for the military. So like again, being a woman doesn't have anything to do with your skill set. If you have a good skill set, like for instance, do you believe that because you're a black man you shouldn't have a podcast? Like I don't understand what you're saying. If you have the
Where is
skill set,
Amelia Airhead now?
no, but if you have the skill set to do something, why should a white man have your job instead of you?
Where
Like
is
that's my
Amelia?
question.
Where is Amelia Airhead now?
Well, she's dead, right?
Rest my
Her life
case.
passed. Well, because
I
she was born in
rest
like the
my case.
1940s.
She
But what?
did.
Because people don't live forever. I hope that's not a conversation we need to explain. People die. That happens.
My thing is that they should let the black come up to the same standard as the white. They should have to earn their way up like they used to in the good old days. Now they're lowering the standards for the blacks to get in.
Some of what he's saying here is true. They have done that, but again, it's all obvious and purposeful the way that we did this. And I also want to point out too that he does a lot of comparisons, and I see a lot of people doing this when they're looking at the statistics, black versus white. Um, they skew the numbers quite a bit. A lot of times they'll include other ethnicities that are dark in color as blacks because they become put into one great pile of what we call black humans. But the truth is that different accents will get you different privileges. I hate to word it that way, but that's the only way I can think to word it right now. But being Hispanic is going to get you extra privileges compared to being black, right? And then if you're the lighter skin you are as Hispanic, the more privileges you get. When I say privileges, I mean it could be the littlest things, but to be in denial about those privileges is also, to me, doesn't make any sense. I mean, yes, they're wrong on all sides. All sides are full of shit. Um, but some of these things, at least on a personal scale, we can relate to them. Most of us, if we open ourselves up to it. Um, yes, I don't want to be, I'm white, so I don't want to be judged as the bad guy. I don't want to be judged by everybody automatically that I'm a racist scum just because I stood back for the 50 something years of my life that I've been here. I stood back and watched my fellow humans, my fellow black humans, and white humans too, but we're talking about black and white right now. But watched my fellow black humans being mistreated, right? Um, but again, we can pull the whites and the Hispanics into this and other colors and nationalities we can pull into it too. I also regret not standing up for them as well during that time. But black humans, probably even more so, because it was easier to justify in my mind about them being looked at differently. I'll try to explain it this way. This guy here, Peterson, doesn't seem to fucking get it. Maybe he's either in denial of it or he and I do see a lot of people in denial of it, and some people are reaching for the thoughts, and then maybe they'll reach the thoughts. So let me try to give an example of one. All right, so growing up myself and prominently white neighborhoods. Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Latinos, whatever we want to call those nationalities today, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, is mostly Puerto Ricans in Holyoke where I grew up. Now, if we were out with our white friends, just roaming the street, because back in those days when I was a kid, you could be a human being more than you can today. Today, everything is restricted. Land is restricted. Water rights are restricted. Everything's protected. Everything. You can't even leave the fucking house as kids without getting arrested. And I mean it. I'm serious. You're going to end up walking on private property somehow, or something will happen where in the old days when I was a kid, and that was not very long ago, so just 30, 40 years ago, as I was growing up as a young boy, we had freedoms to do that shit. And as I reached my 20s, we still had those freedoms. We could take our trucks and go find somebody that was going to let us use some land to go mudding. If we, drive our trucks in the mud and everything, motorcycles, dirt bikes, shit like that, we could do things. We had freedom. Today, I'm watching the area I live in now, and it's not like that anywhere. Even Holyoke is no longer like that. You can't go to Bears Hole and get away with fucking going through the woods with anything because it's all protected now. It's all protected lands, protected rights, and it could be blamed both ways. I'm open minded to thinking, okay, well, yeah, of course, the farmers didn't want cars driving through their cornfields and they didn't want them racing around on their dirt roads because it erodes the roads and shit like that. So as a kid, I probably didn't have that much respect for everybody else's property. So kids like me, assholes like me, because I was an asshole, we probably fucked it up for others because if we were more respectful of the land, of the farmers' lands, and it wasn't our land, we used to just go out there and then what they did was those lands then get taken over as protected area. For example, one of the places that we used to go was called Nutty Land. My father's generation used to go out there and party, cruise around in the cornfields and everything like that. It was right on the river. The whole area of farmland was right on the riverbank, which we used to have rights to the river. So, but these were not our rights. These were the rights of the people who own the land, but who never complained over the years, right? So 20, 30 years goes by. My generation's upcoming. And by that time, my father's generation and my generation had already fucked it up with everybody so much that they started saying, we don't want them here no more. But back then, we didn't have cell phones. So, um, so people were less likely to call in if they seen you on the road, or they'd have to wait until they got home to call you, and then the cops would have to take like an hour or two to come out and find you, because depending on where you were in there, they didn't know. Hey, we seen some trucks driving into to our area, right? Shit like that. Then they were trying to fence it off for quite a while. They tried fencing it off at the beginning, but that didn't fly. Now, myself and hundreds of other people, just in this one particular situation of Nuttyland, we used to know the farmers that lived in right on the front roads, and we knew the farmers inside. So if we agreed not to be scumbags, then they would let us go in there and hang out because it was still a beautiful place to go take a chick, go get laid. I got laid so many times in that fucking place on my motorcycle right on the riverbank. Very romantic stuff. Um, the back seat of the fucking car, the hatchbacks, all the time. There was a lake there. We used to go skinny dipping in. It was a great place to have a few friends, go chill, party, that kind of. You can't do none of that shit no more. There are no places like that anymore. And there were hundreds of other places just like I'm describing. We had Scott's Tower. We had the river, the fucking river itself, the river where the railroad tracks are. We used to party and hang out down there, and everything was a party when I was a kid. Um, and a lot of people did get hurt and a lot of people died and we probably fucked some shit up, but we did have the freedom, is my point. So maybe there's reasons that could be talked about, reasons that I myself don't even bring up, but they're in the back of my mind that we might have had something to do if we would have been acting and behaving better, you know. But I also, at the same time, would give most people the benefit of the doubt. Just because I was a dick, most of the other people that I was around were not assholes like me. most of them. It was always like a very small portion of assholes that would fuck things up for everybody. I was one of them, and I'm okay to admit that. I was one of them. If I didn't fuck something up, then I didn't feel like it was a good night. So I wanted to fuck it up for everybody. You know what I mean? So, I'm the only one. I would be the only one out of what 20, 30, sometimes 100 people that would do something stupid. You know, so we deserve the benefit of the doubt. Maybe we didn't really fuck things up, because I was always put in my place. Everything I ever did, if I tried fucking everybody over, eventually or within minutes, time wise, depends on how bad it was. I got a million different examples in my mind right now. I don't want to run off the story, but the thing is that we used to have these freedoms that these people are not even talking about, and they were all pretend. It was all make believe. And watching the auditors now that I've been watching the auditors a few months, it's becoming more and more apparent. All the times that I got in trouble, I got arrested, got whatever shit happened, none of it should have happened like that. It really shouldn't have happened. If we really had rights in this country, then none of that shit would have happened. We are definitely slaves, enslaved, dumbed down zombie slaves, intelligent zombie slaves. I don't know how to word it anymore. But no one will go look at things and see them for what they are. We all just believe in all the lies. It's fucking sucks, man. And I now see it, and I have to just go along with it. I'm not going to pretend that I agree with anybody because I can see it all now. But I have to stay calm about it. Like this guy Peterson's talking about, saying that men are not emotional. Bullshit. Inside, I'm all emotional. On the outside, it may appear that I'm not emotional. It may appear that I'm just doing these stupid fucking videos and I'm very nonchalant. On the inside, I'm saying, where the fuck is everybody, man? Family, friends, spouse, children, grandparents, everybody. Where the fuck is everyone? Why will they not look? Everybody on YouTube, tens of thousands, Facebook, fives of thousands. Um, Unbelievable, man. Hundreds of thousands actually on YouTube, because I've had some videos that I've done over the last 6 years that got, according to YouTube, 2,500 to 3,000 views. I think I even had one. It was under the. It was one of the first series I did. It seemed like every series, I all of a sudden I'd look back a year or two later and I would look at them, and they would have really high views. I'm the one that deleted most of those because I got suspicious. I'm like, why are they promote? Because it'd be a dumb video that I didn't even get anything out of either. When I rewatched it, I'm like, I don't know, anybody else coming to these, whether it be blurry or maybe I didn't have my lights and shadows lined up exactly. I was still getting used to things. So I was very suspicious as to why, out of all my great videos that I was doing, that things are very clear and you can obviously see them, videos that I'm talking in and I'm putting time into, they got 2 views. And they won't let them go above 2 views. Even if I myself watch it 50 times, it's still showing 2 views. So why is it that video does not get promoted and shown, but yet this other video that I don't really think anybody really got anything out of, why does that one get 2,000 to 6,000 or whatever it might get for views, right? All these, so I say, fuck that. I'm not playing the game. So I fucking delete it myself. I've seen other times where someone else has deleted it too because they're in my channel. They own my channels more than I own my channels. I'm the one that makes the fucking videos and does the talking and shit, but they can do whatever they want with it from there. They can kill the videos before I can even upload them. They can kill the videos, and sometimes they do. So there is no freedom. There's no reality in that. The freedom is like looking at the number zero. Zero and infinity, Mr. Peterson, were a lie, and you're gonna have to go look at that and face that and get over that before you can get on with anything else. You're gonna have to realize that everything you've ever heard, learned, thought, taught, program has been a lie, but the zero and infinity were two of the biggest that you yourself have to go get over and realize that they were lies. You can still live by those lies, but you should at least admit that they were lies and they're perpetuated by humans, influenced by humans, put into play by humans, and it has fucked up anything that we do with math. After so you can only imagine, right? I mean, I don't have to run down it all, right? You know that physics is a fucking lie. You know that astrology and astronomy have been total fucking lies, right? You understand that? If there's no zero, zero and infinity do not exist. Other than the human imagination, they do not exist. I can prove that to you. You can prove that to yourselves. All of you, anybody watching this, you can go see that for yourselves easily just by looking. But you won't go fucking look, I know. So if zero infinity are fucking lie, then all your biblical bullshit that's spewing out of your mouth, all of the math that's spewing out of your mouth, all the faith that you have in your science and other religions such as medical industry, food industry, those are all fucking religions. Yeah, you gotta eat this and you gotta eat that for no fucking reason, so that you know. You allow the same propagandist, Mr. Peterson, and anybody listening actually, but you guys allow them to do the craziest shit with our foods, right? And me, I'm included too. As I don't, maybe it makes me feel better sometimes to say you guys, but all of us, we fucking 7.8 billion, 8.5 billion zombie slaves, all of us, we do this. So stupid. Sugar, right? So when they brought sugar in, they did their scientific test, and they realized that a dog would die on water alone without food in 14 days or something like that, 9 days. And then a dog with sugar only water diet would die much sooner, right? I don't remember the exact test, but there was all these tests anyways that they did, and they proved without a doubt, right? Just like the FDA does with every other fucking thing that they do. That's why these agencies are created. So maybe sometimes so we have somebody to blame, so we have a reason to go along with the lies. Again, food that we don't go and collect with our own hands, sugar we don't collect with our own hands. Goes the same thing we're talking about with meat. I was telling you that we don't look any meat in the eyes when we kill it. We just buy it at a grocery store. It's not a good thing at all. We would eat much less meat instinctively if we killed our own and ate it that way, right? We all know this. We all know that. But yet we had to put a stop to that, and it all has to get FDA approved, and you can't raise your own cattle and beef now anymore, anything like that. You can't. You can't do it. If you do, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to go to jail. Your family's going to get all fucked up and everything. We all know this, but yet we let the laws come and go, and don't say anything about it. Don't defend our own case in any which way. Um,
That's not good for.
So we knew that. I'm just using sugar as an example. We can do this with meat. We can do this with vegetation. We can do this with every fucking propagandist bullshit. The fact that we eat foods, all foods from other areas of the earth that our biochemistry makeup, our electrical compound does not agree with, should not even be eating, right? So if you're somebody from India and you're not supposed to have oranges, right? Um, then maybe we shouldn't have oranges, right? If you're from, look at here in the States with, we'll use grapes as an example. I mean, we do it with everything for sure. We're the worst at it. But let's say the grapes, right? So grapes don't grow in certain parts of the United States, but yet they found a way by splicing the roots of the grapevines, right? And then combining them, and they cut the roots and then they wrap them around the roots, and they put um, some medicine on the roots to make sure that they heal together. And then a few generations later, they have a combination grapevine that will grow in colder climates, right? That's as simple as we can put it. Fucking with the system, right? Um, but maybe we're not supposed to do that. So if then we're now eating all of those grapes that were supposed to be grown for people with a biological makeup to be in another part of the world, another part of the earth, I should say. All the terminology is no good for me anymore. I do not want to say the word moon anymore. I don't want to call it a moon. It's not a moon. It's not anything to do with the fucking moon. I don't want to call the earth an earth anymore because it's not about an earth. It's not even based on anything that the picture that people get in their minds when the word Earth is mentioned. The word world is even worse because it makes you think of a ball. No matter who you're with, it makes you think of a ball when you hear the word world. Um, it's all sucks, man. It fucking sucks. We have been lied to about absolutely everything, man, and it blows.
for them, or
That's
nor
but
is
that's
it good
not
for
there's not a
America.
lowering of standards that are happening. Like it's not a lowering of standards. It's that people who are black have had harder challenges because of slavery.
Not true.